Salutations! Welcome to the conversation. I am your host, the Queen of Shade, and I would like to formally, cordially, gleefully, and joyfully welcome you to One-on-One with the Queen of Shade Season 2. There are going to be a lot of surprises in this season. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces that have been here before, and some new ones. And it's going to be an amazing journey of discovery. Remember, these are not interviews. These are inner views. Let us see what your soul looks like. So pull up a chair and don't forget to comment, like, share, and most of all, subscribe. To follow the show, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Queen of Shade, and you can follow the show there. There's also a podcast version of the show, but that hasn't come all the way out yet. I did a soft launch, but that will be coming out too. Season 1 was absolutely crazy. There are 253 episodes of Season 1. Yes, I was running off of pure adrenaline, pure spirit, pure excitement, and we got that done. So you can expect Season 2 to be just as magnanimous and crazy and explosive. There will be some great conversations that you will be able to take things away from and apply to your natural life. So grab your favorite snacks and come on and sit down and watch. This is good watching. Now, no, it is not all for children. I am an adult, and my guests are adults. So, sweetheart, censor your children, because me and my guests, we will not censor ourselves. I love you so much, and I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Now, let's get to the conversation, right? Because that's why we're here, right? Let's get to the conversation. I love you. Mwah.
You fall. The Queen of Shade.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. Mister, how's your wife and kids? Do they know you like to handle this? I say, mister, why punish your son? 'Cause his daddy likes my kind of fun. And at night you always call my phone. You're always asking if I'm all alone. And when I tell you that I need your love, you come running just to feel me up.
Dancer, model, actor, and my baby, Julian Taylorde, with a cameo appearance, and not so much a cameo, more like a stay a while, we need you, Momma Tee. Salutations, Queen of Shade here, coming to you with another very special presentation. Moving full speed ahead, talking to some amazing people from all around the world is truly an honor and a privilege. And it is even more of a privilege that I get to do this for my second season. I'm in the middle of Season 2 of One-on-One with the Queen of Shade. And it's wonderful because all of my beautiful guests and watchers made this possible. Having said that, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I have two people today that I absolutely love and adore. And I can't wait for you to get to know them this way. And you will love and adore them as well. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Julian Taylorde and Mama Dukes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Hello, family.
What is up?
Hi, how are you
Oh
guys?
my gosh. I love you. You are the best.
Oh,
Oh,
I love you
we're
too.
gonna do a little handshake real quick.
Secret handshake. That's right. That's
Okay.
right. Bless this recording. That's right. Bless it. So
Yeah.
you look amazing. My goodness, working out.
You know, runs in the family. You know how it is.
Yes. I was talking to your mother, and she said one thing she does is make beautiful children.
Oh, that's how you do it. Yeah.
No, she pointed to her. No, she didn't. Mom, did you just point to your uterus?
Yes. You know where I get it
Well,
from.
you know that
You already
area.
know her.
That region,
Yes.
yes.
Mama said she got that mojo.
Know it. You know it. That's why we connect, girl.
Yes, yes, yes. I must say, Julian, I've known you for a number of years, but it has been an amazing opportunity to get to know your mother. Both of you are truly the salt of the earth. I truly enjoy conversation with both of you because it elevates me. It really does elevate my consciousness. I am in a great mood after I have spoken to one of you or both of you. It is just so amazing. Tell me, how does that come about that both of you have that beautiful spiritual balance to you guys? Is that something you feel is hereditary, or is it how you were raised, or what? Either one of you talk.
I mean, I'll go first. I want to say that I definitely got it from my mother. I wouldn't say it's hereditary because my mom is definitely like the black sheep in her family before I was even came to this earth, and so they weren't exactly used to that, but it was something that everybody wanted or just wanted to be around, and I just learned that from her growing up. Just anytime you go into a room, you always have to present yourself and be who you are unapologetically. And I got that from her, and that's how I met a lot of beautiful people like yourself and just all the beautiful people that I met in this world, that I'm able to have these conversations with you. And the same reason why we feel that is because when I also meet and feel other people like yourself and my mom, it's just like naturally you just want to keep that going. Because if you don't, you kind of want to just keep it safe and protect it, and it's not going to really grow or manifest into something else.
Yeah, Mom, I want you to speak in 1 second, but I want to say something about what he just said real quick. He's absolutely right. I find that in my life, because Mama was talking about this to me yesterday, I found my voice through the internet. And I love how she recognized that. So thank you, Mama. Kudos for that. I love how she recognized that I was able to put my voice out into the world through the internet and that it was a safe space for me. And it really was that way because my voice is quiet. I'm not the loudest in the room. I'm not the most artistic in the room. I'm not the most grand, if you know what I'm saying. As far as all of that, like, I'm not. Like, it's so funny to be a diva, but not be a diva, if you understand what I'm saying. And Mama pointed that out to me yesterday. She was like, you found your voice through the internet. And I was saying, I'm like, yes, Mama, I did, because it was a way to protect my energy. It was a way to kind of meet people and have this glass kind of between us because we still feel the energy. But I find that even in my life, when I go out, the moment I open my mouth and they realize I'm a child of the light, they start converging on me. It's automatically this, you're a battery and we need to recharge. So I just, I love doing it this way, but even when I go out, like you said, I go into rooms where other people vibrate just as high as I do. I stay out of rooms that I have no business being in. And every room is not for me. And I really do. I love how you said that, because you were basically saying it's energy. That's what you were saying. You know, being empathic, being able to feel the energy of a person and decide, can I let this person in, or do I need to keep this guard up? And I find that that has helped me in my 42 years of navigating, you know, the world. Because I was telling Mama, and then I want her to jump on that, piggyback on that question as well, because, you know, I told Mama, I said, you know, it's so funny because I had to do that in America. In America, they wouldn't see me the way I needed to be seen. When I was much younger in my 20s, my A&R, the record label, the modeling agencies, you know, all of Hollywood, it was just, you need to be what we want you to be. And it just was never what I needed to be. And I was thinking about that too. I was like, you literally had to go into a space where you couldn't hear them, you couldn't see them, they couldn't stop you, and just do everything you do. Everything. Just literally put it in a space. And I was able to do that. And because I was able to create that space, and they were actually finally able to look at it and listen to it and hear it, instead of going, oh, it should be this, or oh, it should be that, or try this or try that. This is why I have my career now, because I was able to create a space where energy is very important, but I get to determine what energy comes in and out. It's never a who touched the hem of my garment situation. So, Mama, your turn. Now, do you remember the question, or you need me to repeat it?
Go ahead, you can repeat it.
Okay, so basically, he was talking about how, you know, good energy, good vibes going into rooms. He was talking about, you know, his energy level and the fact that he's very optimistic. And I said, you know, where do you get that from? Do you think that's hereditary? And he said, no, I really don't think it's hereditary, because my mom was the black sheep. Go from there.
Yes, and I love being the black sheep. I was and I am, and I love it. And growing up, I was the little nerd, the four-eyed geek, you know. But I've always been a warrior. I've always been a fighter for the underdog, which other people call certain people underdogs, and we're not underdogs. Like, being fat is not an underdog. Being gay is not an underdog. You know, being white, black is not an underdog. But I always fought for them, and um, I just love. We just want love, you know. And when I met you, I felt your love, and you were sincere. You weren't. There's fake love,
Real love, yeah.
right?
There's a difference.
Like real love, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, like you know my theme song, Mahogany. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you, right?
Yes.
So I'm the mom that they call me Momma Tee.
Yeah.
But if you're nasty, I'm Lady T. No. No, but anyway, no, I'm Momma Tee, right? And so, like, I'm a Momma Tee. I'm an adoptive mom. I'm a foster mom, and I'm a mom. Like, and I love my boys. I love my kids, and I love love, and I love who loves me back. You know, like iron does sharpen iron.
Yeah.
Right? That's my motto. I love it. And you start to have people around you that you want to learn from and that you can teach as well. You know, you can have somebody, you know, that doesn't know stuff, or that, and you could teach them love, and we teach it, you know. And the other thing is I was saying, like, when I told you found your voice, what I was saying was, you know, you can be a diva, right? You can be loud, which you are all of those things that you said you're not, but you are.
Yeah, I'm all gonna say.
To us, we are. You might say, like, you're not. Like, sometimes I say, well, you know, like, I don't think I'm, like, really super pretty, but guess what? I'm going to be super pretty, right? So I'm going to be that, and you're going to see that. Like, we see it in you and my baby, right? And my kids. So, but there's like, we're not basic, we're extra, right? Which we know what that is. But then there's extra. When I say extra, I mean, like, you see my son here, like, I try to tell him that he's a work of art. Yes, I've God gave me some beautiful children, and I want them to have a beautiful heart. And I always told them, always treat people good, and just always be there, so I don't have to look at you through a glass. I mean, through a phone is fine, but you'll break my heart any other way. And
Yes.
so, but this is a work of art. There's a lot of beautiful. I love black, right? I like chocolate, right? So anyway, but I see a lot of beautiful men. I like
She
Puerto
speaks
Ricans.
the language.
No, I like
She
Puerto
speaks the-
Ricans. I like what I like. Like everybody likes something pretty, right? But you don't have. Everybody doesn't have to touch it. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like you can have a diamond, you could have a beautiful diamond, right? And everybody's like, ooh, but everybody doesn't need to wear your ring,
Yeah.
right? So, like I always tell him, you have a beautiful body. My other son too, right? But everybody don't need to touch you. You know, they can look at you and mark like you, right? Does people? Everybody don't need to touch you, right? But they can feel you, can't they?
Mhm.
Feel you, they can hear you, they can embrace your beauty and your love. And so,
Very tempting, but
yeah, tempted.
when you protect, when you value yourself, and like everybody has these, we're all like a treasure. We're all. This is my favorite thing to say, because people always say like everybody has a price. And before I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe your rent is this much or whatever. But at the end of the day, anybody who knows me, and watch, they're gonna start saying it, priceless, priceless. We're not gonna put a number on it. As much as everybody got a number. We can start with an installment. No, right? But to me, it's priceless, and I learned that at a very young age. There was a time in life where we were growing up, but we went through our hard times, and
We lived in the shelter.
yeah, we've been in the shelter, homeless.
But my kids told me, Mom, we never knew we were poor.
But growing up, we felt rich. Like,
yeah.
I was a bad little dirty boy. I would be running around in the streets, have that same outfit on for 3 days.
But still look cutesy.
And I still have all the girls, and then I'm getting little boys too, so they wouldn't say nothing, but I wouldn't say nothing either. But, I just never felt without, because like when home is home and that's just all you need sometimes. And sometimes people don't even have that at home, whatever type of situation they're in. So, I was just very thankful to her for that. And that's why the same love that I got, I put that into her too. Because, she deserves that. She's my best friend. I tell my mom she's my best friend. She's like, yeah, I'm your mother. But I'm like, you're my best friend too. So I'm still going to check you. So love you, sweetie. But, I'm still going to check you.
No, I used to hold his hand and walk him, and now he's.
Yeah, now I walk her around the block. I'll be like, come on, girl, let's go.
But we do it together, and they're great memories. And one thing I told him is, like, when I do leave, this earth, you're going to be happy because you spent time with me. You did things with me. So you're not going to be like, oh, I miss my mom. He'll miss me, but
yeah,
he'll have so many built up memories that he did things with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so ironic and beautiful. It is so beautiful that you guys are talking about this, because I had a situation happen this morning. So my grandmother had 5 children. My one uncle died in 2006 of HIV and AIDS complications. I come from a family on my mother's side where both my uncles and both my aunts are gay and lesbian. However, the youngest is 50, and they come from a time where it was still not acceptable to really embrace who you are. There was a lot of religion in that side, and I went through the same religious process, but I'm different. And like you said, I'm the black sheep of my family. Would you believe that? I'm the black sheep of my family, but my grandmother is too. Yep. Right? But my grandmother is too. But get this, my grandmother, she birthed these children. She had 5 children, 4 pregnancies, 2 were twins. And she has always been the pillar of our family. And I mean, my grandmother has taken care of 4 generations. 4. She did her sisters and brothers. She did her children. She did her grandchildren. And then she even helped with her great grandchildren. And we're a small family, but we have like there's more than 9, 10, 11 people. And I'm just going to say this, and I don't care, they watch me, but they're our relatives, they're not our family. They've done so many things that just, like you said, weren't real love. So,
Yeah.
so this morning, no, mind you, I'm resting because when I prepare to talk to someone I love, I like to rest in the morning. I like to get myself together, get my thoughts together, because this is not just a conversation. I'm channeling. This is the divine. I
Yeah.
listen to you, you listen to me, and we pass messages back and forth, and that takes a lot of energy. So I was, just waking up, and my grandmother screamed really loud. And I was like, I jumped up and I ran downstairs. I'm like, are you okay? And she was in tears. And she was like, she did it again. She's like, she did it again. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, what happens is, and my grandmother's the one, because we had a long conversation about this. When I first came here in 2009, I came because I was finally getting my life together, being diagnosed bipolar type 1, PTSD from my childhood because it was crazy, and then having acute anxiety disorder. I was spiraling very badly. And like I said, no one in the family would help me. I was in and out of hospitals from Paris to London to New York to Philadelphia, where I am now. And no one in my family would lend a hand. So naturally, my grandmother, being who she is, she told me one day, I'll never forget it. It was like yesterday. It was in October. I knocked on her door and it
Mhm.
was raining out. And I didn't have a raincoat. I didn't have an umbrella. I just had my backpack, as you know, gays. I was homeless before too. So I had my laptop in my backpack and like my washable things. And that was it. And I'll never forget, she looked at me and she said, boy, get in here. And she pulled me in out of the rain in 2009. And I've been here ever since. Now, I say that because of this. My aunts, my uncles, the ones that are alive, they just do not value this woman's contribution to their lives. This woman sacrificed her entire life for her family. Being an educator by trade, teachers, they don't make a lot of money. But my grandmother's a genius when it comes to figures. She really, like, there were times in her life she had a photographic memory. And this is the thing. She passed portions of genius to each and every one of us.
Yeah.
However, being able, like, it's like this. Before you learn how to be a genius, don't you have to read the manual? You got to go back and you got to find out, okay, what is genius? What does that mean I can do? What does that mean for my life? And I came back to my grandmother, and my family was so upset that my uncle got into an argument with her in front of me because she was agreeing to take me in.
Mm.
He did not want me to be here. And I'm saying this for this reason. My grandmother looked him in the face and said, you don't want my first grandbaby to be here with me in my house? Because my uncle was living with her at that time. There was no ailment there. He didn't have, the things that I had going on with me. She said, okay. We were living in a townhouse at that time. She said nothing. She tapped me on my shoulder for the series of about the next couple of days, because what people don't understand about me is just as feminine as I am, is as masculine as I am. I'm too spirited. So I love to pick things up and put things down. Working out agrees with me. So she would say to me, take these boxes around to another house, like, because we were in a complex.
Yeah.
Take this around the corner. Here's the key. Put this in that house. And she did that, and I did that a whole week, moved out all of her things. And literally, she then said, you don't want my grandson to be here. That's okay. Then I won't be here. And get this, she moved out of her own house for me.
Amen.
Mm.
Wait, be right back. Let me get some.
Okay. And in so doing, it began a relationship between us that has just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And it is sometimes like we're against the whole family. It's like the whole family versus us. And it's the most uncanny thing. But I said that to say this. She woke me up this morning and she was crying and she was frantic. And she was like, she did it again. And I'm like, what did she do? My aunt was scheduled to take my grandmother to a very important doctor's appointment that only happened every 6 months. The doctor was that booked every 6 months. And this was for her eyes. And my aunt said that she would take her. And my grandmother knowing her, kept reminding, kept reminding her for about a month now. Remember, I have this. Remember, I have this. Remember, I have this. My aunt texted my grandmother at 4 o'clock this morning and said, I can't take you.
Wow.
Mm.
So at 6, see, look at that. My grandmother was upset. She didn't say anything back. At 6, she called for me. And I said, no problem, because this appointment is so special because with her eyes, they dilate them. They put drops in them so she can't drive. That was the only reason she reached out to my aunt. So it was the driving situation. I don't drive because of my anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who get this? Somebody's ice cream truck is going by, y'all. So if y'all hear the ice cream truck, it's going by. Right. So get this. I calmed my grandmother down and I said, no problem. My thing is my grandmother, she has the means. She may not know always what to do. She doesn't have the bodies as far as family. She don't have the bodies, but she has the means. And she got me. I literally do the job of everybody. So I picked up my phone, ordered her a lift, and she was like, I gotta be there in 30 minutes. The lift took us 12.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, as she was sitting there with me, she was like, BJ, I thank God for you. She was like, because it's hard for me to be 77 years old and not be able to depend on my own children. And what she said next was the part that I was getting to. She said, because she had major surgery in 2012, she said, my children brought me home from the hospital with my whole body from my sternum all the way down to underneath my navel, split open with metal staples in it.
Mm.
They dropped her off at her house and deserted her. And I was the only one here. I was scared shitless, but I literally took the best care of my grandmother that I possibly could. And she literally reminded me of that this morning. She reminded me that you don't need everybody being the black sheep. You don't need everybody. You just need people that love you
Yeah.
for real.
And this is what your grandmother did. She said, oh, you as a rag, they threw you out like a rag. And she said, oh, like, hold on. And she said, look at my pure gem. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Unique gem. See? She knew what a diamond gem you were. You know what I'm saying? So we can take this and, we're cutesy and demure, And that's what grandma, she built you up. She gave you love, just like you give us love and we give you love back. And that's what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Okay. So if we did that instead of stabbing each other in the back and being jealous and like, who got this, who got that, I want this and that. But that's what it is love,
Yes.
And so we recognize each other. We recognize love, but we also have our guards up, right? Because some people want to steal our joy,
Yes, and it's not only that, but I have to say it. As much as we are good, real, and I have to say real because there's so much fake
Yes.
imitation. just blending in. And it's in so many communities, just these masks and facades that everybody hides in. When you're just a real good, your authentic self, you're now a threat because you're so in your truth, whether you like it or not. When it comes to a table or a big table where everybody can hear things, we can speak freely and in our truth. But if you were to sit at that same table with us and that same camera is rolling, you might not even want to come to that table. Or you might want to make a sign an NDA or just something, because it's just, you can live in your truth and speak the truth and people are intimidated. And to me, it was really special having this, just, I mean, we already talked, but, just to have this be a part of your creation, your season 2. It just, and it's been a long time coming, but the same way, it's just like I take things personal, like they're special to me. So, it's different. This is personal. This is like So it feels good to be in the same room with both you guys, and I feel comfortable. And you guys are the same people that I would bat for in any room, because I can vouch, and I could, I can be like, yeah, and what, yep.
And you are my Libra. We love our Libras.
And I love a Libra.
Yes,
duh.
I love a Pisces. I love a Pisces.
Libra.
Aquarius.
Yep. My Libra gave me this, and I'll never take this off. My Libra gave my Pisces chain. I'll never take that off. And then, I gave Mom one too. So, I got this from our baby Dre.
Yeah.
And to me, this is everything. This is family.
One thing I want to say, what I love about my son is the world will see him as like Adonis, or look at that body, and he's like bang. But my son has a really good heart. He's really humble. We do like the nice things in life, but we like simple stuff. Like, we can go to the thrift store, and we love thrifting, by the way. But we can go to the thrift store and come out looking like, ooh, $1 million, and we're more happier than with the $1 million than somebody like, oh, let me get you some Louis. Let me try to impress you with some Louis Vuittons and this and that. We're simple. It's not the material things that we want in life. It's the real love, like being real. Don't come with this fake shit.
Now take us to a restaurant, babe. We gonna run that check.
No, but no.
Okay.
Mama got the back though. It's okay.
When it comes to food, we are gonna run it up.
No.
Healthy food. Healthy food.
What I like, he's humble. Sometimes people take advantage of his simpleness. Like, he's not simple, but he's kind, and they did that to me too. But like a Pisces, like me, like Momma Tee or Lady T, there's a flip side to the coin now. Don't fucking get it. Excuse me. Oops. Don't get it.
I know, you got it. You all right.
Yeah. But and I just, for me, I'm very empathetic, and just like Aquariuses are too, like, and Libras are, like, what I like about Libras is their skill. They like to be balanced.
Oh, yes.
They take the good and the bad, but they try to balance it out in any situation, but they deal with it up here for us. And I just love the light that you guys shine.
And that's why I felt you. When I first saw you, I had to read you, right? But then we connected. There was a connection. Like, I felt you, So
and she doesn't mean read like the gay read. She means my energy, guys.
I'm talking about, like, you're my son. I love you.
Yeah.
You're like, I felt your love. I don't care if you're straight or gay. If you're an asshole, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off. If you're gay and you're good,
cute.
Shut up. I'm gonna love you. Like, I love my gay family. I love my gays. Like, everybody loves me. But if you're even if you're gay, I can see if you're. I can read through your shit now, you know.
I
But
like I like the authenticity. You guys are speaking about authenticity and you're so right. And I want to just put a pin in something that Julian said, because I never knew that until I joined the world's gay community, if you understand. There was my small one, and then you join the world's gay community doing this. And it really is your authenticity, your self actualization, your showing up, your love. He's right. It becomes a threat. I've had so many people in my career in positions of power in Hollywood do things to me to sabotage me because I was a threat to them. And I was literally like, I remember literally saying to my grandmother, while as we were hiring lawyers and serving cease and desist letters and, just doing all the things. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? And she said, baby, your light shines on their failures. They know what they did. Because get this, Julian said it right, Momma Tee. They had a price. I don't. I don't have a price. No, I retain everything. What I choose to divvy out is the overflow, but my cup is very much so staying full. I'm not giving you half my cup. I'm going to give you the overflow because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stay full and maintain that and give the overflow and help people. We're not supposed to give till it hurts. We're not supposed to give until we have nothing left. We're not supposed to give until people have used us all up. See, my grandmama taught me to be kind with a purpose because very quickly she was like, baby, and she saw it before I did. I love when people see your greatness before you do. She was like, where you're going, you're going to need this lesson. And who better to teach it to me than a master's degree holding teacher and educator? She taught me that. And even today, she'll like, get this. Sometimes I vacillate. I'm like, I want to do this for my family and I want to do that for my family. And my grandmother said, how many times are we going to have this conversation that you do not invest in people that do not invest in you?
and exactly what I was telling him. He tries to be the papa of the family, and I said, do you? Like he gets frustrated, like, Mom, I gotta take care of this one and I gotta do this. I'm the oldest, like the oldest boy, and I'm like, or the oldest guy, but I'm like, you gotta take care of yourself though.
Yeah, and I appreciate my mom, and I've had very few people on this earth, like I can count on one hand. I want to say maybe 3 fingers. But no,
Okay.
no, yeah, I want to say one hand. But I'm very thankful, and I was very thankful at a young age that I even got to see my 20s, and just being I'm mixed, but I want to speak primarily on being a gay black male, because just going through the trauma and understanding, like there's a lot growing up, a lot of us black gay male that don't start off being gay, we go through things like trauma. Some people are molested, it could be your cousin, whatever, and it's just like you have to beat those traumas and demons and stuff. And I did. I went through everything. I went through the DLs. I went through my own, coming out to my family, still having girlfriends, letting the girls know, hey, this is what I like. Just breaking my truth to everybody so I can live in my truth and that I don't have to hide. And stepping into so I'm so prideful. I take that with a passion. And I went through the streets. I went through I as a young, I was around the block. I tried it all with the gangsters and all that. Yeah. But I just knew that I was different. And they like to keep my little pretty ass around for something. Something about me was so real that they just like to keep me around, and it made them feel more secure about themselves, even though they wasn't really telling everybody. But I caught on to it. And then fast forward, stepping into the gay scene, the agenda, okay, because there's a Little Nas is on that agenda, okay, so everybody else, you on that same agenda that he is, and going out, and then I was working ever since LA. I was a dancer, stuff like that, and I work, so that was me being involved. I was working But then I started getting more involved into like the actual crowds and stuff. Started having fun with them, and I was trying to show them about respecting themselves. I'm all about body positivity, body, sex positivity, body positivity, all that. But is when I started educating them, letting them know like respect yourself. Why you're crying to me about your boyfriend being in this stall or in that room with another man. You over here trying to do other things that I see that you're doing. It is just crazy. So I would educate these people, but it's like the big dogs at the top don't. They wasn't want me to, in a sense, take away. They want everyone brainwashed.
They didn't want you to school and teach.
A lot of people, and it's in different fields. They want people to be dumb, so that it's like that's just another admission. Another this. I like to uplift people. I like to make people come out. If they feel confident. Oh, I'm going to come out again. I felt good. Julian made it look good to just be Black Boy Joy. 3 cheeseburgers later, he's eating them on stage and still having a good time. You know what? And that's all I wanted to do. That's all I ever wanted to do. And it kind of hurt me. It hurt me. It just hurt me. But at the end of the day, my source and where I get my power from, like, it ain't easy. God doesn't give us nothing that we're not ready to handle. If you're meant to clean the floors, and I'm meant to build the house, well then you got to start. I already know how to clean the floors. I'm trying to build a nice, secure house. In a sense. So, yeah, it ain't easy. With great power comes great responsibility. It really isn't. So, all of us supermen and women, like, I appreciate my super women and men. I appreciate us because it's like we're the little Justice League. Everybody wants us to save the world, this and that, but they really don't understand the things that we go through. And the reason why we do it is because we were once that person,
Started from the bottom.
We started from the bottom, but we were we were a little naive, but we were in our younger years. But what's sad is this, it's the older folks that it's just like, baby, come on now. You start causing ruckus up here, but you should have been doing this in your 20s, 30s. I'm talking they in their 40s. It's just like, come on, baby. But
yeah,
it ain't easy being cheesy, but I still love it, and I really appreciate like y'all. Y'all are my family. You guys know that, but
what did I tell you? You can't pick where you came from.
Yeah, you can't pick where you came from, but you can pick your family.
You can choose where you're going and who's in your family.
No, you're absolutely right there because that, like, Julian, I love how you speak because you speak with multi-layers. And I like that. And what I love is on this platform as an intellectual entertainer, they're going to eat this up because literally you're hitting all the markers because you're right. Another reason I'm sitting here is to protect myself because the global community can be crazy. Like they don't see the beauty and, like you said, shining. Sometimes, like, and I said this to your mom last night. I said this to Mama last night. I said, it's unfortunate what we Black, and Latin gay men have to go through because it feels like the movie 300. I'm just going to use this for a quick reference. In the movie 300, in the beginning, it talks about the oracles. We already know it has been proven systematically time and time again that gay people have both genders where we are so closely linked to the spiritual world and our ancestors. So that was already proven. So in the movie 300, it talked about that these old ancient world mentalities beings would take only the youngest and the most beautiful Spartan women to live among them as oracles. And it's talked about, and the next line was, and these these men or these creatures had the same needs and lustful desires of men. So it was basically telling you that they took these girls to be oracles, but they were doing every filthy, nasty thing they could to these women. And it said that beauty was their blessing and their curse. And I know what that's like. You know, like you were talking earlier, I was a person where I was 8 years old. I was molested by an older man when I was 8, and then a woman at the same time raped by a woman. It was crazy. And people think like, oh, well, that's what made you that way. No, I knew at 5 what I was, but I did not ask to be traumatized at 8, you know? But what I had to learn was, like you said, how to sift through it. You said I went through all of those things. I went everywhere. I saw my land. I learned where everything was. Okay, that's where the river is. Okay, those are where the trees are. Okay, that's where the fruit is. That's where the vegetables are. Like you learned your area very well. And so did I. And the funny thing about it is, once I learned my area, I kind of no longer wanted to be in that area. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I love being an out and proud gay man, but like you said, I'm in my 40s, so I'm like, sweetie, like I was telling somebody the other day, I am not about to have a conversation with you to try to persuade you to like me.
Listen, our presence is a presence. A lot of people be saying all these, everyone can get ratchet and can quote Nene leaks, but this and that. But I'm going to keep it real. Our presence is a presence. So us getting our message across like this it's gold.
Yeah.
It's gold.
Yeah.
It's always gold for us, but it's gold for them if they really listen. Because as bad as I can be in LA, Atlanta, Miami, wherever, but we're going to be just where we need to be. Okay? But it's just like me going out there, I would always love to have a good time anywhere I'm at. But if I go out there, it's for y'all to see how to have a good time, just a good time. A good time. But me, if I go out there and if it's going to disturb my peace, whether I'm being paid or not, because at the end of the day, you're going to pay me. I might do it for $2 or it might be $2,000. But it depends.
Or 200,000 or
on- 'cause I'm about my
200,000. Let's speak it. Or 200,000. Let's speak it.
Okay. But
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That part. Right? That part.
they ain't ready for that.
Guess what? They're gonna have to get ready. They're gonna have to get ready. They're gonna have to get ready.
That's right.
Yeah, because we did a lot of community work already.
Yeah.
And, like I know your resume and you know mine, but it's
Yes.
just like, man, I didn't work for the government. I got in the medical field. You know, we have so many titles and jobs where it's just like, it's nothing. It's nothing. Those are our little manuals that we done read, and it's just like, okay, cool. What else should I do?
But it boils down to being a true good heart. We have to know our surroundings, right? Or be prepared when you come around certain surroundings. But at the end of the day, like, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. But whatever we're going to do, at the end of the day, God is going to judge me. And my son, he's Christian too. But, like, you know, and I know some people are like, well, the Bible says this or the Bible says that. God loves my son. He loves you. He loves all of us, you know. And at the end of the day, you know, like sometimes my son there'll be a bug in the house and he won't stomp on it. My son will pick it up and put it outside. He won't kill that bug.
Yeah, honestly,
and that's what I love about him.
Because
like all
honestly,
and everything love him.
That bug could have been somebody reincarnated.
So,
this is how funny I am. And I'll be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do you like that.
But see, God's gonna watch you.
I'll be like this. Let me get you through this life, because maybe you're probably gonna be something bigger and better next life.
Get this. I remember my cat. I have 2 beautiful cats. And my female cat, my queen, because you call a female cat a queen. Her name is Poppy. So get this. One day I walked by and I'm like, I see Poppy like in a ball. And I'm like, Poppy, what are you doing? I mean, Poppy like the flower. So I'm like, Poppy, what are you doing? So I go over there because I'm very in tune. My cat, like, these are my friends. These are my friends. So I turn around and I look, and she has this baby mouse in her clutches. And
Orange plate.
I'm like, Poppy, no, I can't lie. I have squashed a bug or two.
Uh-huh.
But get this. I took that little mouse from her, got a little container, took that thing outside and said, now don't come back in here. I let you go. Now don't find your way back to my house. Cause
Uh-huh.
my other cat, Smokey, he eats them. So that's why I'm always like making sure my house is clean, because I do not want him to, like, I was mortified when I saw him do that one night. The bones crunching and all of that. So I love,
Uh-uh.
yeah. See, look at you. I love, but what I love what we're talking about, because we're talking about the beauty of life and living it. None of us know when our time is done. So we have to not only live and get it. It's not about being self-centered. It's about sharing that light,
Yeah.
sharing it. Because, like, even in my career, I have never, like, I would never would have imagined that I would have touched millions of people the way that I have. And they've been writing me for 10 years straight. And it's just like, oh, I've been watching you since I was in high school. Now I'm 30. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and they're like, you've always uplifted me. You've always supported me. You talk, like, I have this thing where people don't understand how I work. I literally try my damnedest to respond to every single comment left on every single platform that,
You are consistent,
and because I've been that
baby.
way. But get this, look at that. As consistent as I am there, I have blocked every person that has left a negative comment on any platform. I do both. Like you said, that Libra imbalance. I do both. So it's just an amazing thing to know that there are people like you, people like me in the world. We are not a dying breed. There are more of us. And as we do these things, we spark other people to let their light shine. My therapist said to me, because I get nervous around the winter time, because it's hibernation time and I don't like getting depressed. I usually don't, but I don't like the gloom. I don't like the dark. So this year, when winter rolled in here, I told my therapist, because I've had therapy for 20 years. So I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm scared that I won't be able to work through the winter. I'm scared that I'm going to get depressed. I'm scared that I won't be able to do what I need to do. And she said something, and it changed my entire thinking. She said, baby, you're a light. Lights shine best in the dark. This is your time. This
Shine,
is
baby.
your season.
Yes.
Yes, got me
I'm
right. Like,
telling
got me right.
you.
But when I say got me right together, got me right together. And I no longer had that problem. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so amazing that we as human beings can say one thing and change the entire trajectory of someone's life with positivity.
And you have been shining more and more. I see you're just like,
I'm
I
elevated.
want the
Yeah.
yeah, I want the
Yeah.
Mama, I'm elevating. It's
I know, I
time.
see it. I feel
It's
it.
yeah, it's time. It's time. So, and that's another thing about being in control of my own career. Spirit lets me know when it's time to elevate and what to do. And that's the thing. I was telling them last week, I went from being a published author of one book to three books in a matter of days. And it was because I
Good.
had like 22 years worth of content. So I just, put it together, sent it to my lawyer, and was like, okay. And he's like, okay, well, you're a published author now. And I'm like,
Hey.
elevation is just, when, and you also know when not to,
Hmm.
like, and another reason, and the reason why I said that is I'm able to elevate in my own space.
Yes.
Own space. I was telling mama, when I leave this country, I'm gonna still continue to do this because I have a world community that needs
Yeah.
me. But I'm going outside, baby. I'm going to perform. When I get to Europe, I'm going to perform. I've got all of that in me.
I can't wait. I
Yes,
can't
it's
wait.
coming. It's coming. It really is coming. It's so crazy because, I got my passport back in September, and it's just like that was the first time having it since 2005.
Mhm.
And I was like, and I looked at my grandmother and I'm like, we're really doing this. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're really doing this. You're my baby and you don't belong here. She's like, I keep you safe here, but you belong out there. Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
Get this.
shine.
Yup. I
Wait,
love that.
no
I
more,
love that you
no
had
more.
right. I love
Yes.
Mama. I love you, Mom. I love you so
I
much.
love you too.
Oh, because get this, my nephew said something. One time I was having this major meltdown about like just everything and money and this and that. And my nephew said what you said. He said, Uncle BJ, because my name is Bjorn. So he was like, Uncle BJ. He was like, you're a diamond. Everybody can't afford a diamond. He was
Yeah.
like, you got to sit in the case until the right buyers come along. They can't. He was like, people are going to come to you and people are going to look at you. They're going to tap the glass. They're going to do all those
They
things.
want to try to touch you
Yeah. And he was like,
and
no,
tarnish
you
you.
gotta, he's like, you gotta wait. He's like, you gotta wait for your community that can afford you. And I literally, when he said that to me, my mentoring price jumped 100%.
Yeah.
It went a
Okay.
hundred, like it went 100%.
Okay.
A couple $100, now it's in the thousands because it was like, baby, I what like when because that's the thing. You and I and your mom, we're not just beautiful people. We've learned, we've fought our demons, we've mastered them, we've whipped them into submission. So you got to pay us for that. You have to pay us for that.
Listen.
Yes,
Listen.
fire
But
and music. Yeah.
I got a good one for you. So everything that you're saying, because you know that little flyer I sent you.
Yes.
Okay, we're not gonna spit here.
Yes.
So CEO reached out to me
Okay.
because I didn't post it or anything because I knew there might have been a little.
Yeah.
So for his business, I was just like, all right, I was gonna let them roll it out on their end because before I put it on my page,
Right.
you know. So I'm not gonna say any names, but he reached out to me, and he's good people. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he celebrates, you know, blacks and Latins, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Hey, Julian, you know, I've received a lot of like, hey, why y'all got yada yada." And me, I was like, "Hey, honestly, I'm gonna have a call with you." Because to me, it wasn't of really relevance. It was just kind of like do your research and however you see fit with your business. Because
Yeah.
my business as well.
I love how
So
professional you are. I've always said that.
yeah, so I told him I was like, hey, at the end of the day, I respect any decision you made. And he reached out to me and he's like, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take you off the flyer, but I still want you here. I just to get rid of the negative,
Yeah.
you know. And I was just like, yeah, hey man, whatever you want to do, I definitely respect and I love what you are doing
Yeah.
for just highlighting those people in our community because it's just different.
Be careful though, because you have to find out. You don't know who was the why you have him on the flyer, because
Yes,
the why you have him on the flyer people are going to be there. So just be
yes.
careful with that. Make sure you do some real research.
And going over to that side of the land because that is
Yeah.
on that
Yeah, it's
side.
on that side of the land. We
And
know.
a lot of
Across
my
the yellow
peoples
brick
are over
road.
there. Yeah, a lot of my peoples are over there, and I'll be protected, but at the same thing is it's just something in my spirit. My spirit told me, and it was just like I have to take that leap
Yeah.
because it's the leap that I'm going to take for me, my business. I was just like, let me just see how it does here.
Yeah.
And you know everything's covered as far as like you know where I'll be, stuff like that, and I'll definitely make sure family is around me because it will be. But it was just funny because it's just like you'll know when to come out of your space.
Yeah.
It and in a lot of the things that I do, and I've been doing them since the beginning. I take these large leaps, like being in the Marine Corps. I graduated #1 in my class. Like, ain't nobody was running faster than me. I was whipping my boss's ass.
That's a broken wrist.
Yeah, like you couldn't hurt me. I'm more minded. You can hurt my heart, but the flesh is flesh. You know, I'm past that. Some people are into that, but not. You know what I'm saying? But no, yeah, hurt my flesh. But it's just my heart and my mind because you could really just hurt people. That's why I'm very careful to what I say to anybody. Even if I have an opinion, I don't know how it could affect somebody. And you know, just I've been hurt in with many things that were projected my way that are obviously not true. But to me, it just hurt because of how much love I put out into places that I want to say 80% of people would not even give them a second of the day. And I put just so much because this is the space that I want to provide for us.
Yeah.
Like when we're out there, I want them to be there and be like, you know what they do for our community? And a lot of these beautiful people, like those are those real ones that I really still do it for because baby, you already know I was ready to cross over. I was like, take me.
I know. I know.
Take me. You know, I was
You
ready.
know
I was
what?
like,
You honestly, just
I
real
was
quick,
like,
and we gonna move on. You're not the only one, cause
well, I already know.
your mama kept me here. Let's just say that. Moving on, but yeah, your mama kept me here, so I know
Well, you
exactly.
kept me back because
Woo! When I tell you, yeah. So
I
that's all we gonna
started
stay on
dying.
that.
You were there.
Yeah, that's
I
all
would
we
have took
gonna. So
y'all
that's
with
all we
me.
gonna
I would
say.
have like, let's go. Dude, we could have took hands and went down that y'all would
Listen,
We did
walk
that
into the light.
superpower hand touch, and it was like, forget it. Once we did that,
Right? Forget about it. Like yeah, but that's all we're gonna say on that. But yes, I understand because see, I understand the need for you to keep doing your business. Like, yeah, like you have to keep doing your business. But just be careful where you go because, everyone isn't a loving person, everyone isn't a beautiful person. And I learned that a long time ago. And I learned the hard way. I had to have things happen. People actually did things to sabotage my business. And it was absolutely terrible. Like I never thought that someone in my own community would do the heinous things that were done to me. But look at me still sitting here. Look at me. Like, and that's my thing. So it goes back to what your mom said. It goes back to the love. It goes back to the love because when you have a connection to spirit, to God, to the divine, he's going to warn you about people. He's going to. He's
Yes.
going to let you know about every arena before you enter that arena. So
Mhm.
I'm not really worried about that. Go with your spirit, talk to your mama, but just keep listening, keep that channel open because every arena people like you said, when people see that you are a light, they want that light for themselves.
Mhm.
Want it. So it's very, you have to, like we do, we have to move a certain way. No
Yeah.
one knew. Like it's so crazy because like my friends, they're all like Grammy winners and Emmy winners, and they're musicians. Yeah,
Yes.
you
Those
got
are
you
people.
got the
Look,
same
those are
fans.
people we know.
Yeah, I was
Look.
gonna say you got the same fans and friends. So, but he said to me, he was like, "Your music royalty. You're doing it on your own. Your voice and your work will stand." And he's like, "You're not just music royalty. You're royalty, period." He's like, "Literally, what you do pushes the needle forward." And that's what I want to say. Always enter situations, because I'm talking to you as your brother now.
Mhm.
Always enter situations that push the needle forward, not just for them, for
Mhm.
you. If
Yeah.
the needle will not move for you, because see that I'm gonna say it again. We were talking earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. I love your professionalism. You do not play. You've been doing this a long time. You know what you're doing. You know how to collect the check and you know how to move on. And I love that. So I'm just saying, just keep those channels open
Yeah.
because every check ain't worth.
Listen, I already know.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah.
Mama, I want to turn to you because we have literally gone. We flew by our
Mhm.
hour. It was so lovely to talk to
yeah,
you guys. But,
Yeah.
Mama, I want to know from you. I want to know from you. We talked about how you maintain and how the love is the most important thing to you, but your motherliness, I'll say it like that. Because when I met you, I felt that motherliness. And I hadn't been hospitalized, had to go into the hospital for 20 years. And right before I met you, I had to take the first vacation I took in 10 years because I literally was losing my shit. That's all we're going to say about that. But what I want to say is your motherliness, like what you have, you can't buy. So I want to just know a little bit about how you process, because you're not just a mother to Julian, to me. You're a mother to many people. And it's never different. It's always the same. We all have the same things to say about you. How do you maintain that in a world where people are constantly like, okay, I'm in front of this person, let me change. I'm in front of this person, let me change. I'm in front of this person, let me change. Like, I'll say within a world full of code switching, you have found your authenticity to be able to be yourself in every situation. And I just need to know how, because I want to learn from you, because I don't want to walk into no situation where I have to change to be this way over here and then change to be this way over here. I'm not doing that. You get the authentic me, which is me all the time. So just expound on that for me, mommy.
I guess I just have to think that like it's second nature to me. I've been a nurturer since I was 5 years old. I call myself the female Rafiki, from the Lion King. As I get up there, my seasoning gets I emulate my friends that I grow from and that teach me, and I don't know, it just is there. I can when pressure comes, I'm better under pressure.
Yeah.
It's just I was in the military too. Let somebody get sliced, I'm right there like, oh, let me do a tourniquet, whatever. It's just I don't know, it's just there. Like I said, I would have adopted you. I told you I'm an adoptive mom and I adopted kids.
Sure woulda.
Yeah, I still take kids left and right. I don't care how old you are. You're still my baby. You my baby too. You my baby, my
I
Libra
love
baby.
you.
And I don't know. I just love love, and I guess it gives me love. And you know, and Julian told me too, as a grown person now. He said, "Mom," and it made me think. But he's like, "Mom," because I just did fostering, not too long ago, but I kind of stopped a little bit. He said, "Mom, when we was little, I always had an extra kid in my house or two that weren't mine. I mean, and they lived with me." And he said, "I always loved that you took care of other kids and everything, but you took it away from me, Mama." And I was like, "Aw." So, I think I shifted into like being like a mama now to older kids
Yeah.
instead of little babies. Like, so I love my kids, and they see me growing. It wasn't easy for us growing up. I was a single parent, but I wasn't like never gonna lose my kids, and I try to be a mentor and give my testimony to younger girls or guys to tell them, hey, I was like this, I hated black people at one point, I always loved gays. I had best friends that were gays, because they're just so natural. And I was a fighter. I would kick somebody's ass for talking shit to one of my friends the wrong way. And I wasn't, but I was a fighter because my mom made me a fighter, a warrior. And so, like, I will always defend somebody, but I'll always tell somebody if you're wrong too. I'll love you to a certain extent, but if you did something wrong to somebody, or especially one of my babies, I can't. Like, it's me and God.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a little person. I'm only 5 feet. And my kids are, I have my gay children, that I birthed, and I love them to death.
Yeah.
And
And let me clear that up real quick, because I don't want anybody to come for us. She hated black people at one point because of what had
thank
been done
you.
to her, what had been done to her by black
Yeah,
people. And when you have things systematically happen to you by black people, you're not going to like them very much. So I just want to clear that up. I don't want
right.
people
And
coming.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day, there was a song by Cher called Half Breed. And
Yeah.
I was getting beat up all the time as a little kid.
Yes. It was
And
what
I heard
happened to you
about,
that made you that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
the N-word and stuff. And I was like, I was living in a white area,
Yeah.
or a poor white area. But anyway, so then if her name was Vicki Lawrence, if you ever are out there, I've always been looking for her forever. But I apologized to her because I hurt her. by singing that song to her. So I tell all of my children are biracial.
Yeah.
And I tell them all, hey, there was a time, this and that, and how, but look at us, look at my babies. But I was a product of my environment. I
Yes.
took my power back. Huh? I went to the military. I took my power back. And yeah, I just love everybody. Like, as long as you're not a jerk, I love you.
Yeah.
But I love my chocolate. My husband's a nice chocolate.
Yes. I just want to say, as we close, that this was important for me today. I couldn't wait to see you two. I've been so excited about this. And I love how it went because I guarantee you, everybody watching thought this was going to go another way. And
Uh-huh.
we totally rose above it. And that's because we are family.
Listen, I was
Hey,
like,
guys, had a little hug
listen, yeah, all right.
we are family. So listen.
Yes.
So listen, I love how it went because we shocked them. They didn't think that they were going to get this, and this is what they got. They got the love. So listen, for season 1, I always did give me 3 words that inspire and empower you. For season 2, it's slightly different. It is make a wish and say it out loud. Charge the atmosphere of something you want to see in the world, something you want to see for yourself, something that with you making this affirmation, this proclamation into the world, it can go out there and not return to you void. So I want each of you, if you had to make a wish, what would it be?
I wish that I just wish for people, whether they made a mistake or whether they hurt somebody, I just wish that they're never too prideful. Like she said, for Vicki Lawrence or whatever, like she hurt somebody and she knows she did, but don't care what social media thinks, don't care what this group of people, if you feel like you did something wrong or you feel like you hurt somebody, whether it was physical, verbal, just, you never know, just, you might be able to save a relationship. You might be able to save a relationship like with them, or just, you never know. But just don't be too prideful. Let them know and just say, hey, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to feel like, it's lost because, I just wish that people are just reach out. And I'll give an example because there's a lot of people that I love. I love, like, I don't care if you are green, nobody in that room likes you. I like you because you're green. I think you're so cool because you're the only one.
Come on,
And you're
Wicked.
here.
Come on, Wicked.
And I'm like, that's my friend. Yeah. The green one, that's my friend. But it's just like, and if they haven't heard from that green friend in a long time, it's just like, but I understand. I'm so understanding, but my heart is just always still open. I'll cut somebody off, but the power of love is just so strong. It beats everything else.
So your wish is?
So I just wish that, anybody just, I just wish that anybody who feels they owe me an apology, you can call me anytime. You can text me.
You're forgiving.
Yeah, I'm very forgiving. I just want to let everybody know that. But you have to be strong enough to just let me know how you feel, because I will let everybody know how I feel.
Yes, you will.
I'm sorry I yelled at you this morning.
Mama,
Okay.
it's your turn. Mama, it's
my
your turn. Make a wish, Mama. It's your turn.
So my wish is for the world with this new government. I feel that God made this world, that's my belief, for everybody. He didn't say that, oh, you're black or you're Chinese, you can't go to this side of the world. I just wish that this government does the right thing by not tearing families apart. And just a lot of things that they're doing, that they get it right. That's what my wish is, because right now the world is really scary for gays, trans, black, African, El Salvador, everywhere. It's scary. You know, my wish is for we are the world. We are the children. I love songs. I love you, BJ.
Me too. So get this. I'm going to do what I never do. I never make a wish back. I'm going to make a wish back. My wish
Good.
is that both of you continue to feel the love that you deserve and that you continue to elevate and go from strength to strength. And as you launch any of your future businesses, I pray that they're successful. And I can't wait and I pray for the day that's coming because it's coming. Me and Mama discussed this when I have to come and visit
Yeah.
and take
Oh,
my
we're gonna have a great
and wait,
time.
here we go, and take
I
my
can rub
wait, and take my non-swimming ass down to the beach with y'all.
you. Yeah.
Oh, we got floaties. We got floaties.
Wait, we got a dolphin, girl.
Yeah, I bet. But get this, I will say this before I go. Mom, you said that you would adopt me. I don't know how that would have went with that boy looking like that in the house with me.
Oh, heck no.
Too distracted. I would have been too distracted. Mama be like, you ain't tie your shoes. I'd be like, I know.
Listen.
You would have been loved just like your OG grandma loves you.
Yeah.
Well, I
You're
didn't.
my family anyway.
Like, I didn't break down the story about my first stepbrother.
Oh no,
Stop it.
no, we'll do that later. We'll
No,
do
but
that later. We'll do that later because that sounds like a whole nother conversation for
that
another
is.
day. So hold on, don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Julian Taylorde and Momma Tee.
Mwah.
Did you enjoy? Was the conversation everything you thought it would be? It was for me. I love catching up with my friends. It was absolutely amazing. So if you thought it was amazing, please continue to watch, comment, like, and share. And most of all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you, and I do this for you. Good, wholesome content about self-love, self-confidence, and self-healing. The Queen of Shade loves you all. Remember my name, the Queen of Shade. Mwah.
I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. And I wish you could have more of me, but I'm questioning your loyalty. But you know my love is never free. Little boy, come get your daddy, please. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna get you, boy.
Hey, Queen of Shade here. Make sure you check out all of the music that you heard in this episode. Right now, streaming on all platforms. How do you find it? Simply place in my name, the Queen of Shade, wherever you stream your music, and let the music listening begin.
Please subscribe to the Queen of Shades YouTube today for over 1,000 original videos created by the Queen herself. Subscribe today.
Don't worry, I'm a professional.